Really excited about Spider-Man 4. I know you're going to Glasgow at the end of the month. The fans are ecstatic. We've got Avengers back, Doctor Doom. How do you feel getting back into that scene?
I'm obviously over the moon and so excited. Playing Spider-Man is like hanging out with an old pal. And I think we were really restricted with what we could do in the last movie because of COVID. We shot the entire film on stages. And now we're really going to lean into that old school filmmaking and shoot in real locations, which is why we're starting in Glasgow. And we're going to use the streets of Glasgow for this massive set piece that we're putting together. So it's going to feel like making Spider-Man 1 again. You know, it's been such a long time since I've done it. It's going to feel like a breath of fresh air. And I think the fans are going to be over the moon with what we're putting together.
Finally, Marvel is back after back-to-back good movies. Thunderbolts, even though it lost money from a financial point of view, it was a concurrent good story, post-credit scene, teased the future. Fantastic Four, good movie, good Marvel movie. We don't know how well it's going to do financially because, yes, Marvel movies are front-loaded, meaning the first week generally is the biggest of the whole theatrical run, but we don't know that. And also the post-credit scene sets up what is coming. So they are just about to start shooting Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man A Brand New Day in Glasgow, and they're going to be globe-trotting all over Europe and maybe even some places in America. So they're going to be shooting in multiple different locations. But finally, looks like Marvel has a cohesive plan. So if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content. I will be keeping you up to date with all the latest and greatest rumors, leaks, news to do with Spider-Man 4, Doomsday, Secret War, anything Marvel related, DC related, and Monsterverse related. So subscribe channel, turn notifications on, and let me know how freaking excited are you for a grounded Spider-Man movie, finally, after it's been such a while. But there's still going to be some multiversal aspects. I don't care what they are saying. So check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on TikTok, WWarstu, because I will be posting more often over there because TikTok is literally a 1 minute video, 1 minute shoot, bam, it's there. So they are starting preparations for Spider-Man 4 in Glasgow. We can see they're putting up signposts, posters, so on and so forth. But this actually does confirm something that no one's been able to answer. Spider-Man 4 set photos seamlessly confirm the movie is set before Avengers Doomsday. Now, as we know, the current old plan was it was going to be Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, Secret Wars, right? And then Doomsday got delayed and everyone's like, oh, cool, Spider-Man 4 is the prequel to Doomsday, but we had no affirmation or confirmation of this. And also, it gives us a concurrent timeline. So the first photos from the set of the Spider-Man Brand New Day in Glasgow have swung online, and they reveal the movie takes place in the Marvel MCU timeline. So, as you can see below, they've been putting up constructions taking place in the building in New York that is going to be completed before December 2027. The events of Brave New World took place across 2026, 2027, with the Thunderbolts then set in 2027. The latter movie post-credit scene jumped into the events of Doomsday with the 14 months later title card, placing the movie in 2028, 2029. With that in mind, Spider-Man A Brand New Day is almost set before Avengers movie. It's literally confirmed, not between Doomsday and Secret Wars, as some previous fake scoopers who are believing. Okay, but Marvel's putting out fake leaks, right? I'm saying it. Can't really go into much detail, right? But I know officially Marvel is putting out fake leaks, and these so-called scoopers are buying it. Interesting. I cover everything, but I know what's fake and what's not fake. So it continues. Spider-Man A Brand New Day being a street-level adventure rather than another multiversal blockbuster was recently confirmed by Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. Okay, this is somewhat true, but somewhat not true, because it's set before Doomsday, but still, we're in a multiversal saga. And some people are calling this a standalone movie with no connective tissue. I mean, you could say that about the Thunderbolts, but the post-credit scene did. But it's taking place in the MCU, so it never can be a standalone movie. So Feige said this: I think there's a promise at the end of No Way Home. And that's, for as sad as it is, Peter is forgotten by everyone in his life, which set off the multiversal incursion, maybe. We are seeing for the first time Tom Holland's Spider-Man stories, him being a proper Spider-Man, the executive said. Him being by himself, dedicated to saving the city and dealing, for the lack of better terms, street-level crime, as opposed to world-ending events. So, when you do that, you say, okay, who are other street-level characters that we've never seen him interact with? And of course, the Punisher comes to mind. The problem with that is, it can't be the R-rated Punisher. Feige went on to say, I don't want to say too much, but Dustin, I will say too much. Dustin is doing a great job right now on the movie, which starts shooting very soon. And he's got 8 or 9 comic book covers up in his art department that he's bringing to life in the movies, which is super cool. Now, what I find interesting is, I don't like Shang-Chi, but the fight scenes in Shang-Chi were insane. And if you combine that with the fact, yes, I know Tom Holland does have 2 stunt doubles, that Tom Holland is a trained ballerina, trained performer, can do his own stunts and backflips, you know, we're actually going to get some really cool, badass fight scenes like we've had in previous movies. Tom Holland said in the clip before we played this video, if we were allowed to play the clip, that they were restricted during the last movie because they had to film on sound stages. But still, leaks got out. So they're going to be able to film on the outside in real daylight. As we know, Glasgow is a famous city when it comes to movies. It's been used as the backdrop for Robert Pattinson's The Batman. But why do movie studios use the UK and, you know, places near the UK? Why? Because, respectfully, America doesn't have the best backdrops, but the UK does, London does, Glasgow does. Yeah, okay, Scotland's technically not the UK, but it's attached to the UK in a roundabout way. So as we know, this movie comes out July the 31st, 2027, unless they change stuff, because you know that always happens. So, rumoredly, we're going to get Bruce Banner being a professor at the school, college that Peter Parker's going to go to. And rumoredly, something's going to happen, and people are trying to say that Punisher, Spider-Man are teaming up to fight the Hulk. Now, I'm not really buying that, to be honest. I think the whole narrative that this movie is going to copy Spider-Man on PS4, so we're going to get a version of the Sinister Six. Sony won't allow them to do the Sinister Six, but we're going to get a version of it. And a lot of people, there is one plot synopsis going around that implies Mr. Negative is going to appear. Pretty cool storyline if that's actually going to be the case. As you know, when any studio publicly films, they have to reveal certain details. So according to a filming notification, there's going to be some kind of sequences on the road involving cars. So I assume there's going to be some kind of car chase or some chase scenery on the road, which is pretty cool because we've not had that in a good while. Tom Holland did confirm this himself. This movie's also going under the code name Blue Oasis. That was rumored a while back, which again confirms somewhat that this movie could be cool. So there's going to be some kind of chase scene in this movie. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the start of the movie. So, Blue Oasis, codename for this movie, does confirm that maybe Alex Perez was right, potentially. So he posted an article back in November that says, could Spider-Man 4 adapt parts of SpiderMan Blue? SpiderMan Blue was a comic written by Jeff Loeb, I believe that's how you say it, in 2002 that ran 6 issues. The story is set on Valentine's Day and presents a Spider-Man who feels blue or depressed as he stops atop the Brooklyn Bridge that they're using Glasgow for as the backdrop for New York, we presume. The story retells how Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy first met, fell in love in a beautiful told story that melts even the coldest hearts. Interesting. As we know, Sadie Sink from Stranger Things has reportedly been rumored to be MJ, to be Gwen Stacy, to be an alternate Spider-Man's daughter, but it is an interesting story, and it continues like this. Going back to the article, the working title, not final, but it actually is final because we've seen it on set now, could give clues or provide hints as to what the movie could be about. The use of Blue Oasis is the working title, which is now being confirmed, Spider-Man Blue, but what elements could be used, we don't know. Are they going to introduce Gwen Stacy and have a new love story? Because at the moment, the spell is still engaged and no one knows who he is. There's also elements of feeling blue, which we are certain Peter is feeling right now by the time we reach Doomsday. Obviously, this article was written before the delay, but it will be interesting. So, however, does not confirm that they will adopt parts of Blue Oasis, but it's interesting that potentially they could. So that's all the information we know about Spider-Man 4, aka A Brand New Day, which title sucked. But just like we did with Fantastic Four, just like we did with every Marvel movie that's come out in the last 5 years, rumors, leaks, news, trailer breakdowns. I'm going to be covering everything here and over on the TikTok page that I've just started, Warstu. Yeah, I've got like 5 followers, but so if you could follow me over there, appreciate it. Also check out the Instagram at Warstu to see that beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Although you can see the beautiful face because I come on camera on the TikTok. So like always, guys, I will catch ya in another video very soon. Catch ya later.